establish the turnovers that we've been missing, and the stuff that BV's been talking about. That just keep doing our job, keep flying to the ball, and it all paid off in the end. Seeing it come in, play like that, how it did to us in that game is such a big moment in the season for us. I feel like it just all just paid its time.
How big of a sense of pride was just it felt like you guys on special teams were clean, impactful across the board in every special teams unit?
Yeah, how BB says the strength of this team is the team, and that's what we try to live by. Whatever get a chance, opportunity to go out there and represent the name on the front and the back, go out there and do it to your best ability.
Along those lines, I kind of asked Sammy the same thing, but for you personally, you've played a lot on special teams. Just how much pride do you take in being a part of that unit and the impact it's had this year?
Big. I've learned, being in high school and just now in college, just learning that, play for that senior that doesn't have another year, that doesn't have another opportunity, just come back home and play in front of the fans again, play at Bama that one last time. You never know the impactful play that you could have, and the memory that can impact a senior. That it's his last chance. So that's all I'd be thinking about out there and playing for my older guys that don't get another chance to do it.
Jaydan, which ways have you grown the most since being here, and then what ways has this season really impacted your outlook?
Definitely. Sorry, what did you say at the end?
How has this season also impacted your outlook individually?
Oh, yes, sir.
Helped you grow the most?
Just definitely growing a lot of mentally here. That's what BV does, and physically just challenge us. And I feel like just like I said, Smitty challenged me physically every day. Trying to get stronger in the weight room. That's one thing big for me. Always trying to get bigger. And then, like I said, from BV's perspective, just have the mental aspect of practice. It's hard. It's not easy going. 20 periods on a Tuesday every single week. A lot of schools aren't doing that, and just getting that mental toughness to go out there and just fight through every single game. That it's easier than the practices.
What has it been like putting in that work and putting in that growth, and then taking some of the stages, playing in some of the games that you've played in? What has that meant to you?
A lot, like I told him, just I want to impact the big, the older guys that don't have another chance. Just play my heart out for them. Just because I know when it's my turn to be a senior, we're gonna have to trust a guy. That's maybe a sophomore or a freshman, and I just want to be in that same role that I can trust that guy, and I can relate to him and understand that, like, hey, I did it for the older guy. I hope you can do that for me and play your heart out, and they can understand it. Coach can even, call me and say, hey, he didn't have the biggest role, freshman or sophomore year, but he was out there making plays, whoop, whoop, just to, put a perspective into a young guy's mind that, just you never know when your time is going to come. Just be ready for it.
Jayden, I know this time last year y'all lost a tight one to Missouri. Has this week, has something like that been used as a motivating factor for y'all this week heading into this game?
Every week is just a 1-0 mentality with us. It's just going out here handling business. Go through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. just trying to win today, win Monday. So not really focused on Missouri, just focused on winning Monday right now, so that we can beat them on Saturday.
After 2 big-time road wins, how do you balance carrying the confidence forward as a group while also not getting too high to make sure that you're doing everything you need to do that you did in the lead up to those 2 games to get the same results in these last 2?
Yes, sir. Like I said, just being where my feet is, being where Monday's at. Don't get too ahead of ourselves. The playoffs or whatever you want to put in front of us is there, but, we got to be at Monday right now versus Mizzou. So that's what I'm focused on, winning my Monday.
Jayden, last week, Eli was saying that you guys kind of embrace being villains, especially on the road. I've been asking a few of the guys this, but do you have a favorite villain character, like in pop culture anywhere?
Villain? I'd definitely probably say Joker. Yeah.
Popular answer. Why the Joker?
Just because sort of like the catchphrases. I remember everybody used to be posting them, in high school before the games or something, stuff like that.
Does the Joker Here We Go gift get a lot of run in the team group chat?
Nah, not really.
You forced that fumble in that game, but also obviously knowing Eli and Peyton as long as you have. What was it like for the 3 of y'all to make those caliber of plays in that game?
Big, I feel like, Valai recruiting us so hard at Bama. It just felt like, at least for me, talking to him pregame and Coach Hall, it just felt like a full circle moment for me at least. That was one of my first offers I had, and Bama at the time with Nick Saban, and it was just a big moment for me, I would say. And so going to play there and being with my guys and just with Valai and just like everything that we've been through just to get to that moment, it was just a good moment to be in, and look around the crowd in that 4th quarter while they're singing and just embracing it and just being in the moment.
Do you practice that punch when you force it out, or does that kind of come naturally?
Nah, that's practice every week, every Tuesday, every Tanoga Tuesday. We practicing that punch.
Jayden, the last few weeks you guys embraced the road dog mentality with those 2 road games. What's the mentality like with everybody would prefer playing at home, but what's the mentality with all your goals still in front of you with these last 2 home games?
The mentality on the road is definitely just like that gladiator mindset. We've been watching it throughout the team meetings and stuff like that. Just being that man in the arena, don't worry about anybody on the outside, the fans, they don't have any impact on it. The game is played in between these lines, 11 on 11. I feel like that's the mindset every man has. Go do your job and win your one-on-one. And then, our mindset going into the week is just staying focused. Like I said, just winning Monday. Can't worry about Saturday or next Saturday, anything past that. We have to focus on winning this Monday and just staying focused on that.
Now that you've seen those hostile environments in this conference, what are you hoping to see in Norman on Saturday?
I hope the fans, you talking about like the atmosphere?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I feel like they should be out here screaming loud, helping us get this dub, help that defense, put some pressure on that quarterback. So just help us out and just, bring that fan base back here and just let us, finish strong at home.
You've seen your playing time increase significantly over the last few weeks, even in critical moments. Can you kind of talk about just your growth from just week 1 to now and where it stands?
Just, really, like I said, focus on my mental aspect of the game, staying focused and always, like from either ups or down, just being that same player every single day, just coming in, working hard, and just, like I said, so I can be a guy that can be dependable, like I said, in a crucial moment or to a normal 1st and 10 at the start of the game, just being that same guy every play that my coach and my teammates can always depend on. It's just been my mindset to keep growing as a player.
Has it been hard, though, to just kind of watch sometimes from the sideline and then see yourself out there? Or is it just I guess, you feel like you've made it at this point and kind of you're there?
Yeah, I feel like I take a lot of reps to teach myself to watch Peyton. He's a very great player, and just getting to ask him when he comes to the sideline, when we're watching film together, every single day asking him what he sees and what he's thinking right here in these moments, so that I can apply that to my game. So not only when I'm watching, I can use that as coaching reps or mental reps. At the end of the day, just being able to see that and see what he did wrong or right and apply it to my game, I try to do my best.